Hello and welcome to this week's U.S. History in the Making. Today's topic is the 2016 presidential candidate race. But sadly, no, we will not be talking about Trump because he's not a candidate. He's a joke. But my two main focuses of this week are no other than the two Democrat candidates, Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton, and how one is more qualified to be the next president of the United States than the other. With the primaries closing in on California, the two Democrats are more anxious than ever to claim victory over the large state. But the real question here is, who's the right candidate for the job? Many people seem to forget why they're voting for their candidate, except for the fact that they just want the name Clinton back in the White House. But I'm here to show who really is here for the people, and not just that top 1%. In terms of consistency throughout the years, Bernie Sanders has always been one to keep fighting for what he's always believed in. Meanwhile, Hillary, well, let's just say she's not the most consistent or truthful person that she claims to be.
Well, actually, I have been very consistent over the course of my entire life. I have always fought for the same values and principles.
Really, Hillary? Really? Are you sure? Because the next second, I'm about to start dropping facts to disprove everything you just said. Alright, so first off, I'm just going to bring up some basic background information on both the candidates. Bernie Sanders was a civil rights activist and not only marched with Martin Luther King, but he was arrested for protesting segregations in schools. Hillary Clinton, on the other hand, well, she was something called a Goldwater girl. And for those people not familiar with that term, Barry Goldwater was a politician who served as a senator in the United States. He rejected the New Deal and voted against the Civil Rights Act in 1964, and was also not in favor of desegregating schools. Hillary campaigned for Goldwater around the same time that Bernie Sanders marched with Martin Luther King. But sure, we can give credit to Hillary. Hey, at the end, she did turn around, didn't vote for him, but that's kind of not the point here. She still was with this guy for a while. She campaigned for him, and let's just say that, well, she was better late than ever, I guess. Another key point in the debate would have to be the candidates' immigration policies. While at the moment, both seem to have the same idealistic views on it, one has more confidence in their answer than the other one.
And you promise tonight that you won't deport children.
We have laws. I would like to see those laws changed. If you're asking about everyone who's already here, undocumented immigrants.
Could I get a yes or no answer? If you become president, you won't deport children who are already here?
I will not.
And that you won't deport immigrants who don't have a criminal record?
That's what I'm telling you.
No, I will not deport children from the United States of America.
And can you promise not to deport immigrants who don't have a criminal record?
I can make that promise.
Now, what bugs me more than Hillary beating around the bush constantly every time she's asked any type of question is that in 2003, she didn't even want immigrants here. She didn't even want people hiring them.
We've got to do several things, and I am, adamantly against illegal immigrants. I made this exception basically on humanitarian grounds because of the individual stories, but certainly we've got to do more at our borders, and people have to stop employing illegal.
Consistent, Hillary? Yeah, I think not. Another thing about these two is their views on gay rights and marriages, as we all know now that the United States has legalized same-sex marriage in all 50 states. But the topic is still extremely controversial, even for the highest political figures. But from Bernie Sanders' history, he's always been one to support and acknowledge their basic rights and existence, and he's always been one to stand up for them.
Now, my ears may have been playing a trick on me, but I thought I heard the gentleman a moment ago say something, quote unquote, about homos in the military. Was I right in hearing that expression?
Absolutely. Putting homosexuals in the military.
You said something about homos in the military. Was the gentleman referring to the many thousands and thousands of gay people who have put their lives on the line in countless wars defending this country? Was that the group of people that the gentleman was referring to?
I'm talking about the military. People in the military do not support.
That's not what we were talking about. You used the word homos in the military. You have insulted thousands of men and women who have put their lives on the line.
While in Hillary's timeline, well, let's just say...
Do you think New York State should recognize gay marriage?
No.
No. Okay.
And then again...
I believe that marriage is not just a bond, but a sacred bond between a man and a woman.
But, oh, wait. Now she's running for president. So let's change it up a bit.
Support marriage for lesbian and gay couples. I support it personally and as a matter of policy and law.
How about that? Way to sell yourself out. Now, my actual problem with Hillary Clinton is that she claims to be so consistent and always backs up what she says from the beginning. But in reality, she's just one huge liar. And anything she says is not to help the people, it's to help herself and her campaign. She claims to be one with the people, but if she was, then why would she wanted to pass the bankruptcy bill back in early 2000s? And why are her top 20 donors large corporations? And even if she isn't lying now and truly believes everything she says, that's not a trait a president should have. If elected president, how many times is she going to choose the wrong thing before she gets the right answer? How many wars is she going to put America through before she realizes she made a mistake? All I'm saying here is that it's obvious who's doing things for the people and who's doing things for the 1%. That large corporation that keeps America corrupt and separated. The people who don't care for civil rights, the people who don't care about equality, all the people that are greedy and only care about money. And let me tell you something, there's many people who can agree with my statement that Bernie Sanders is the correct choice for presidency, is the correct choice for the America to become to make America great again. Exactly. That's right, Trump. I took your quote. Bernie Sanders can make America great again, and you cannot tell me otherwise. Because I have proof, I have videos, I have evidence, and I have other people backing me up who know exactly what I'm talking about.
When you have an opportunity to tell two black girls to shut up and get off stage and you don't, and you shake their hand and you smile and you step to the side and you listen, that is a firm difference from turning around and staring at a little black girl and saying, shut up, I'll talk to you later. You're being rude or allowing people to say that to her. I'm going to tell you the proof is in the pudding every time. If I can find a picture of you from 51 years ago, chained to a black woman, protesting segregation, and I know 51 years later, you're willing to fold your arms, hold your head, and listen to two black girls yell and scream, rightfully so, as opposed to someone who will tell you to shut up after they read their own words.
Well, can I talk? And then maybe you can listen to what I say.
As opposed to someone who will tell you later, when it comes to your children dying in the streets, I know that the only person that I have the conscience to vote for is Bernard Sanders. I know that the only person that my logical, beautiful black mind will allow me to vote for is Senator Bernie Sanders. And I want to tell the other side, I know from going around and shaking hands and hugging these beautiful black faces in South Carolina, that goddamn firewall got a crack in it.
Okay, back to the issues. The issues that I think are important.
So that's it for this week's U.S. History in the Making. And yeah, it turned into a rant, but you know what? Life happens.